Welcome to Chris Parkin Shooting Sports. I'm here today with Extreme Ballistics and I'm here with a Vudoo Gunworks ELR 22. This is probably the most high-tech 22 rimfire I have ever shot, and as well as factory ammunition, we've also got some hand loads with it today using monolithic copper bullets. That's a beautiful trigger. Bix and Andy. I've shot some accurate 2-2 rimfires, but this is just on another level. Well, it's bigger than one bullet hole, but that's certainly a one-hole group at 100 metres with 2-2 rimfire. Right everybody, I'm here today with Linus from Extreme Ballistics, and I want him to tell me all about his new Vudoo 2-2 rimfire rifle. Linus, over to you.
Thanks Chris. Yeah, thanks for the introduction. So what you've got here is our new Project 2-2, basically set up for PRS and ELR work as well. So if we start at the very front of the rifle, you can see there's a magneto speed attached to it, and that's just for velocity calculations and truing. That's on an area 419 mount. And then we'll start with the actual rifle itself. On the front of the muzzle you can see a tuner. We can look at that tuner later, but it's a custom made piece by Warner Tooling to our specs, and their specs is a shared project.
Every one of those is a 5-round group at 100 metres with the same ammunition, adjusted using incremental steps on the tuner.
Moving on to the barrel, this is Vudoo Gunworks Kukri contoured barrel, which is the heaviest they do. This is a 1 in 16 twist, looks like Russian 5R rifling on it, and that's mated to a Remy 700 small action size receiver, which means we've got a lot of stock options, but we went with the American Rifle Company's Xylo chassis. Incorporated into the Arca system is Arca Lock, again by Area 419. It's pretty cutting edge and leading stuff. On the top of the receiver we've got a spur ISMS mount. The rail that it sits on top of has got 40 MOA, the spur's got 20. As I said, this is an ELR rifle, so getting a zero around 100 metres is just about possible.
When he says just about possible, what Linus means is that at 100 metres we're always going to be shooting above the aim point, although that depends on exact ammunition usage and how the barrel resonance affects point of impact and zero position to start with.
This is running one of my Steiner M7XI IFS sights. The chassis itself has got some unique tips. Just getting back to that, you can probably notice there's a nice wood handle. It's got really good tactile feel. The bolt of the action as well, it's Vudoo's V22 360 action, which denotes 3 lugs and a 60-degree bolt lift, which does help with bigger scopes, especially when you're trying to shoot a lot further and really pushing the boundaries of the 2.2 LR cartridge. Accessories galore on this. On the front of the chassis, long-range accuracy, F-class carbon bipod, again leading-edge technology, just like the chassis, just like the receiver. So the way that the Vudoo strips off the top of the magazine, the cartridge, it doesn't mark the actual bullet itself. A lot of them are soft lead and subject to a bit of scuffing when they go up feed ramps, and it just extracts it straight off the top, strips it, puts it straight in the chamber. We can have a look at the benefits of that later, but just moving back on this quick review, the magwell itself accepts AICS size mags. This one, as you can see, is shortened down a little bit for 2.2, so standard mag release on the front of the short guard. Nice little thing on these chassis. There's a bubble level for checking can. It's actually in the right place if you're knocking on a bit, because if you need reading glasses like me, I can't see the bubbles at the back of a lot of mounts, they're just too close. And it's also ambidextrous stop as well. Moving back towards the back of the stock, the rear, there's a lot of adjustment here, and it's micrometer adjustable stuff. So you can see that if I just turn this knob, I can adjust my cheek height really easily. bags of accessories can go on moving back. Length of pull is terrifically easy. Titanium rods. It's just a great rifle all round to shoot, and it's very easy to operate with this chassis. There's also bag riders, options on aluminium and steel.
So, did you tell me as well that the cheek piece was also laterally adjustable to give you the best alignment behind the optic?
Yeah, I did, Chris. Good point, actually. Yeah, there's nothing
There's
really
a lot
you
to
can't
remember in one take, don't worry.
there's a lot you can adjust on this. So, backstrap pistol grip sizes come in small, medium, and large, and also a raw lump of wood, so you can make it fit you entirely. It just gives a really nice feel holding something that's not a cold piece of a high-tech alloy. Yeah, you were right on the cheek piece. We can move that forward and aft and side to side as well. So depending on whether you use a draw weld for your cheek or just a regular squish, you can get really comfy, get the thing on target, get behind it, and you're not moving it about, you're not muscling it.
Well, thank you for telling me all about it, because it saved me the job of having to try and remember everything for one take. Thank you for inviting me down and to shoot the rifle, because it is somewhat impressive. I love shooting rimfire, I love precision rimfire, but it's interesting to meet somebody who has got such an interest in the absolute extremes it can be pushed to. And just to note, we've also been experimenting today with some hand-loaded rimfire ammunition, which is a bit of a breath of fresh air. For me to even see it. Linus has been doing a lot of research with it. Today we're just shooting the lead core on camera, but the monolithic copper bullets are quite special. Do you want to tell me a little bit about the early stages of what you're doing with those?
And the early stages, Chris, you're right. Yeah, we have several technical partnerships as a company. We're a technology company, and we look for licenses for the UK and some European countries. So we're always looking for something that's brand new, something that's leading edge, something that's high tech, but most of all, something we can incorporate into a package, so it's more than the sum of its components. One of our partners with the bullets and also building the finished cartridges is Cutting Edge over in the States, and I've used their projectiles on much bigger calibers in competition over the past 2 or 3 years. They came up with a crazy idea in around 2019, and we now have 32, 42 and 50 grain copper alloy monoliths, and it's very interesting stuff. Certainly the BCs are helping a lot, but it's early days, and we're going to be looking for a good result. Early signs look fantastic.
Because you don't just shoot rimfires, do you? You shoot large caliber, it's like centerfire, you shoot extreme distance as well.
Yeah.
And you know, you are kind of bringing those skills and techniques back into the smaller scale of rimfire, which is so much more accessible and attainable to so many shooters than shooting 338s and 50s overseas at 2 miles, isn't it? So
Yeah, full 16 custom chambered rifles, 50 BMGs, you know, all the big stuff. The thing is that with our outlook, there's no change in caliber size. Precision is precision no matter what in terms of engineering. So if it's a 22LR, we treat it exactly the same way. We put the same diagnostics kit on it. We do the same load development for them where we can. Obviously, we're not dealing with centerfire, we're dealing with rimfire, and there are some anomalies. As lots of rimfire shooters know, their rifle will probably favour Lapua, somebody else might be favoured RWS. Ely 10X over here is pretty big. So there are discrepancies in cartridges, and we're just trying to look at what works best. These rifles have been chambered for a specific manufacturer, which I can't really mention, and they do seem to work better with factory ammo that way. So what we're trying to replicate is the same thing in a monolith. Get the BCs up, certainly the grain weights up, and we're going supersonic with these, so we're going to be looking, initially we're around 1450 to 1600 feet per second. We're looking to go a bit further as well, and a bit faster.
tell us a little bit about the twist rates, because you said you were looking at maybe a 6-inch twist rate, and I think you said you were waiting on the barrel for the 6-inch twist rate so you can really push the weight on the bullets, didn't you?
Yeah, it's coming soon. So it's a Bartlin 5R, my favourite thing. It's a 1 in 6.5 twist, and a really good chrome alloy. And we found, talking with Vudoo Gunworks and other manufacturers, and also friends of mine that I do this with in the States, much past about 20 inches doesn't make much difference. But the Bartlin's going to be longer than 20 inch, and it will be a 1 in 6.5 twist, which will let us use those much heavier monolithic copper alloy. bullets from cutting edge.
Well, that's excellent, Linus. Thank you very much for telling me all about it. As I said, thank you for inviting me down, and I want to see and hear a lot more about this, because 2-2 rimfire shooting is something I am quite passionate about, because I actually personally quite enjoy doing it. I love the low noise, the low impact, the less requirement for long distances, and it's an aspirational thing for everybody, so thank you very much.
Oh, you're too kind. Thanks, Chris.
Well, I'd like to thank everybody for watching. Please like, subscribe and comment, because your subscription, you might think it's nothing, but actually that's what attracts people like Richard Paul Russell, who distribute Kestrel, to want to come to the range with people like me and Linus. Thank you to Linus from Extreme Ballistics for bringing me here today and showing me these new rifles which he's sourcing and distributing, and also very keenly shooting himself, because he wants to learn about them. And as an extreme long range shooter, which is of course a very popular thing these days, it's nice to see that being brought to rimfires. So thank you all for watching, and see you on the next show, because don't forget, click the notification bell. There are new videos every week.